to my YouTube channel. Thank you guys for keeping me going, but like, you know, for those of you that are actually just tuning into my channel for the first time, I'm your girl Pico, and of course I'm trying things out. So yeah, those of you that have been watching my videos, thank you guys for the love and the support. Some of you guys are actually the ones that are pushing me every day, that no, when are you posting something, like, you know. Thank you guys, and please do continue liking, sharing, commenting, and all that. So yeah guys, I don't even know, my lighting is kind of bad. Like, I actually broke my ring light, so I even left it somewhere because it's broken now. Now the lighting is not really giving, but I'm so sorry guys, just bear with me while I'm trying to get a new ring light. So guys, you won't even believe, while I was trying to get lights or whatsoever you guys call it, my phone just cracked for the first time, and I hate it so much. But yeah guys, for the love of things, I say it again, I'm gonna get things done in whatever way. So guys, today I'm just here to share with you guys a little story on how I got a namesake at the age of 22, which actually makes me so proud. Like, you know, every time I think about it, it just clicks in my mind, and I just feel nice. Like, you know, I just feel nice. Like, yeah. So guys, without wasting time, let's get into the video. So like, for those of you that actually know me, you know that I have been a student nurse, or let me say what, yeah, like that I did nursing. So this story actually comes in from a point of like, you know, those qualities that we're being taught of, like a quality of being a nurse. So this story comes in from one of those qualities. I don't know which one exactly, but I think if you guys get to listen to this video attentively, and just whatever is going to happen or whatever has happened, you guys will be able to say, this is the quality that I think played and got you a namesake. So yeah guys, I've been a student nurse, for those of you that are just actually joining my channel now. And School of Nursing has been a really it has been a journey guys. Like, it has been a journey. As of today, I'm just going to portray a little about it. Like, I'm just going to talk a little about it, because the title of this is actually how I got a namesake. But yes, nursing has to come in, because that's how I got to go there, and that's how I got, yes, you understand, man, that's how I got that namesake or whatsoever. So guys, being like a student nurse, it has actually been a thing of going for practicals and going for theoretical blocks. So it depends on the school. Like, it depends on what school or where you school. As of us, we used to do 2 weeks off, 2 weeks on practicals, 2 weeks on theoretical block. But then later they changed it to a month, because we really used to struggle to complete our logbooks. And like, as a student nurse, we used to have like logbooks of different modules that is expected to be completed at a certain time. Like, yeah. So with us, at least our logbook should be complete by October, November there, so that you can be able to sit for exams. So we used to have like 4 logbooks. There was like in 2023 now, when this whole thing happened. It was in 2023 when I was doing my 3rd year. So like, we used to have 4 logbooks. One was for theater, one was for general nursing, one was for midwifery, and the other was for community. And trust me guys, the other 3 books were not a problem. Like, the community, theater, and general nursing were actually not a problem. Not because we got things, we got a way out of these things. It's just because the modules were actually so broad. to a point where you could find a certain thing. Let me say, for example, you can find a general nursing thing being done at the clinic, and a community thing being done in the ward. And as I said earlier, we used to be placed like for a month. So let me say, in a month, for the first 2 weeks, you find yourself at the clinic. You can actually work for both your NGN book and for your community book, which was a bit easier and faster. And if you find yourself in the ward, you can also do your general nursing book, and you can do your community book, of which theater we usually used to go for a week. And the theater book is not that big. You can actually just make time and complete it and work in a weekend or so, and then you complete it on time. But the one for midwifery, if you are not placed at the midwifery department, there's no way you can complete or you can work on your midwifery book. And mind you, we used to go for a month, of which 2 weeks you're at one department, and the other 2 weeks you're at another department. Now think of it having a whole midwifery book, and you are being placed at let me say you are being placed at labor just for 2 weeks, and you're having like a lot of things to do. You have to conduct maybe 20 deliveries. You have to conduct episiotomies, cutting and stitching episiotomies. You have to do caring of a newborn baby. You have to monitor mothers. You have to, like, the things are quite a lot, né? And definitely you won't tell me you will complete that within 2 weeks, even if you get to go there like maybe 3 times or 4 times a year, and there are no mothers. If the patients are not there's no way you could actually complete that. So anyways guys, let's get into the story. Like I said, it was 2023. I was doing my 3rd year, and it was like at the end of the year, and I was not done with my midwifery logbook, but at least I was done with the other 3, so I had submitted them by that time. But then the midwifery book was not complete, and the lectures were like telling us that you're not going to write exams if your book is not complete. So then, thinking of it, the time, guys, and it's actually a time where like a lot of schools were kicking in, like, you know, a lot of nursing schools were being introduced. So you find yourself, you're at the department, and you guys are even 30. So how are you really going to finish if you are supposed to work things on a patient, and the patients are few and the students are a lot? So, you know, the institutions were a lot, so we couldn't finish. So we told these lectures that no, due to this and this and this, we know this used to happen before, like years ago, people will not sit for exams if you're not done with your logbook. This was because the institutions were not a lot, but now people are really a lot, and we find it difficult to just finish a book because the guys are a lot. Fine, then they understood, and like, okay, fine, you guys will be exempted from that, and then you will sit for exams, and then you go finish your logbooks immediately after exams. But mind you guys, still, even after they gave us that privilege or whatsoever, they still had limited us to a certain time. Like, they still like gave us a time that no, even if you guys are to finish these books before exams, I mean after exams, you have to finish these books before UNAM closes, guys. So I was like, okay, but at least you managed to write exams. So guys, after exams, I decided, okay, since my book is incomplete, I'm going to just do or work on this book in Opuo, because this lighting is so bad, but yeah, in Opuo, because I have been doing my practicals there like a lot of times, and I just felt like I was comfortable with the environment, especially the fact that I was now going through the most, and I was trying to push to get this book complete. Like, as a student nurse, like for those of you that are watching and you are student nurses, you understand what I'm talking about, because it's very frustrating to have an incomplete logbook, and you have pressure coming from school that you need to complete this book. Guys, that can emotionally and mentally drain a person. Like, it's very draining. So knowing that time I was already losing myself, I just felt like I need to go to a hospital where I know that nobody is gonna, like, you know, go harsh on me or do this, or let me go to a hospital where I know that I'm used to the staff members and they are good people. They are willing to help you and raise you when you're falling, like, you know. So I decided I'm gonna go there. Good. Then I went to a pool, and I used to stay with my aunt. By that time, my aunt was now like, she was preparing for a wedding because she was getting married. So she needed to go to the village. Like, she was not supposed to be in town. In fact, what are you doing there? You need to be home. So she had to go home. And I didn't mind being alone. I didn't mind staying alone. But it's just the fact that I was already going through something and I needed more time to work on this book, so I honestly wouldn't even get time to buy something to cook something to eat and stuff. Like buying, I can't even mention because I didn't have money. Like I didn't have money, and even if you have money, you can't tell me you will like be buying yourself food every day. It's not like you have a job, guys. So you know, it was really tough. Sometimes I wouldn't even have anything to eat. Like I don't even want to talk about it. So I went there. So in the morning I decided, okay, fine, because first before you start your practicals you have to report yourself to the matron's office. So I went to the matron's office, and then she told me that, oh no, Sebastian, the thing is we have a lot of students here, but I understand you because you have to submit your books. So maybe we just I'll just try to squeeze you into a shift, and that can only be night shift because day shift is really full of students. So maybe I can just put you on night. So I was like, okay, that's not a problem. And I felt night shift was better because like the time of hours or the hours that you're working are actually like longer than the ones on day shift. So you're likely to get patience for you to do what you can do, like, you know. Excuse me. So I went back home, and then I was just lying down my bed, and you know, I was like praying that, Father God, can I even please just get 2 deliveries tonight and what? And I think I just had like a week or so. I think I had a week to complete the book, and guys, I had 5 deliveries left, and then if I'm not mistaken, 7 or 8 first stages left. I think those were the only things that were left in my book. So for you to get those things done, you need a patient, and if there are no patients, you're not gonna do it. Fine. And then I went, so I was like praying that, no, Father God, please help me, at least let me get even 2 deliveries tonight, you know. And then I went night shift. So when I went there, I was so lucky because the students that I found there were really a lot in it, but those students, like, they understood me. And I don't know if it was written all over my face that, hi, this girl is going through the most or something, I don't know. So every time I spoke about anything, they would always like listen so attentively, like, you know. So I found, I think, 3 students from Bovicha. They were really so cool. Like, if you guys are watching, you know what I'm talking about. Shout out to you guys. Like, I really appreciate that. Like, there were 3, and then there were students from I'm so sorry guys, I really forgot the name of the school, but they wear blue and white, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so like those ones were like really a lot, and then now the Bovicha ones, and then the IK ones, they were also like really few, but I wouldn't like have a lot to say about the IK ones because we were not that bonding. Like, they were a bit distance from me, so yeah. And I was the only UNAM student. And usually, like, when we go on practicals and you are the only student from UNAM, I encountered this a lot. Like, I'm not being biased or anything, guys, but I just know, like, students tend to not be close to you. I don't know for what reason, you know. But this time around, it was really just different. The students were just like really there for me. So I told them that, no, this is actually my situation. I have 5 deliveries and I have this pending, and I have to complete it within this week so that I can be able to submit my book. And the students were like, oh no, it's not a problem. At least we're even lucky we are having a senior with us, so you are going to just teach us how things are done. Because the ones from the school now that are wearing blue, sorry for identifying you guys like that. Actually, I know your names, but I can't mention your names here. So those students, they were like, no, it's our first time in labor, so at least it's good if you can, like, you know, guide us and help us. And lucky enough, also the Bovicha students that were there, it was also their first time like at labor room. So, you know, we just needed each other. They needed me to like demonstrate and help them do things the right way. And I also needed them to give me the chance to practice, because I found them there, so they were supposed to be like, you know, the ones doing the things that they needed. So they gave me a chance to just, they're just like, no, it's fine. The first 5 deliveries that are going to come, you're going to conduct them, and then we are going to witness, and you're going to teach us like how to do them, right? How to do them and stuff, and then we're going to learn, and then you'll get your deliveries done. I was like, you guys are so cool. So we used to vibe and what, but guys, The problem is the patients were not coming. Yo, I used to stress, the patients were not coming. So then one night, I think the second night, yeah, because the first night I know nothing really happened. The second night, I think one mother came and she was like head on perineum, and so I had to conduct the delivery, and I was just doing it and demonstrating to them, and the guy helping me here and there, like I was sending them here and there. Yeah, it went smooth, and that like really motivated me that at least something is gonna happen, So like that 4 deliveries were remaining. With the first stages, I really did not care about them. I just needed the deliveries. The first stages, I knew the mothers would obviously come, like, Okay, for those of you that actually don't know, the first stage thing, it's like that period when the mother is just not yet in labor, but let me say, we have this thing of centimeters. Most of you guys know, you are being told, but you must reach 10 centimeters for you to deliver. So like, we used to monitor them now at the centimeters where they are. That's what we call first stage, like, we monitor them, but now you're at 4, okay, we still continue monitoring, now you're at 5, like that, until you go to 10 for you now to deliver the baby. So the first stages, I really did not mind because I knew, the mothers will just come. But then, the delivery part, sometimes your shift, you will be there, night shift, monitoring the mothers in the first stage, but then the mother just won't deliver and will deliver like during the day, and that time you're already off. Guys, fine, I delivered like that mother, then I had 4 left. And then the third day came, no delivery. Like, the deliveries are just, I don't know, they're just, man. After night, people will deliver during the day. So I decided, no, I'll just be working double shifts. Guys, it was not easy. For you guys that really know like what happens at the hospital, it wasn't easy for me to just sacrifice to work double shifts for me to complete that book. And it's not allowed actually for you to be, because you are overworking yourself, and of course, if you're overworking yourself, your brain also gets frustrated. At some point, you'll end up doing things that are not even right because you are tired, you don't get enough rest, you understand, and you are dealing with people's lives. So the sisters were like, no, you can't be doing that and whatnot. But I'm like, no, the problem is I need these deliveries, like I need to complete this book. And now only the night shift students understood my situation. So when I overnight to go to the day shift, the ones on day will be like, no, but why are you working double shifts? You also need this mothers. Oh, like, guys, it wasn't easy. But then there were sisters that will like tell them that, no guys, the thing is she needs to submit her book before the end of this week. And you guys are still here for like a long period of time. Can you maybe just give her like, it's just 4 deliveries that she really needs. And some were really like going on, not because she's from Yunnan, special treatment, this, that. But that was not the case. I just really needed to finish the book, guys. And you wouldn't even want to look at me. I'm already tiny, that time I was tinier, like more tiny. And I just used to look so crusty. So what I used to do is like, I work my night shift off, and then when the day shift comes, I stay like in the 2 hours, and then I go home to take a shower. And mind you guys, I'm working double shifts. Nobody's at home to say, and they know, let me just prepare for her something for her to eat. I didn't have money, and people are at home preparing for a wedding. Nobody's even thinking that this girl, is she even fine? People didn't even used to call me to like find out if I'm doing fine or anything. Like, I don't know what was going on. I was just on my own, guys. It was just me and my world. Used to help me. The Inca decided to help me, and then I managed. Okay, like I think one day before I could submit the book, I finished with the deliveries, but then I still had 2 first stages left because the first stages were more than the deliveries. So at some point, I managed to complete this deliveries first in the first stages. So I had 2 first stages a day before I could submit the book. Guys. I was there in that hospital, but I was in that Opuo labor. And like, you know, when the doctors are coming for rounds and to come check the patients, they're like, this face, like during night shift when you're on call, when you come, you are here. During the day when you are doing runs, you are here. What time do you rest? And like, you know, I'm that type of person. When I'm going through something or something happened to me and you want me to tell you what it is, I'll just start crying. Like, I'll just be crying and you won't even understand why I'm crying. So like, once they ask me those funny questions of, no, you're always here, what that, I just look at the sisters, like, you know, for them to like, I'm just giving them that eye that, please just explain on my behalf or something, because because no, I can't even talk. Like, if I start talking, my tears will just start rolling. And like, as they were going on the school group now, on the class group, the lectures, please submit your book, don't delay, what, this, that, you might not register, you know, those threats that they give. So I was left with these two first stages. So I was like, no, at least the deliveries are now done. So like, now the other students were like, okay, fine, now we can now also deliver. So the first stages, I had two of them. That night that day I worked night shift. So I was on night shift, and then I didn't even used to sleep, because when you are stressed and you can't even sleep, so I didn't used to sleep. But the other students were like go sleep in the linen room, or just even at the nurse's station or something. Got to just take a nap when there's nothing going on. So as for me, I just used to sit like in the room, because we used to have a room for first stage mothers. So I used to just sit in that room and, you know, talk with them. So then I decided, let me just take my kache and go sit with those mothers. So then I went to go sit. Now there were 4 mothers in the first stage room, and I was now monitoring 2, and 2 were being monitored by somebody else. So like, what we used to do is we used to monitor. Our book was having an instruction that we should monitor the mother 4 hours, I think. Is it 4 hours? I don't know, I forgot. So I was like, oh no, I'm lucky, it's the last day and there are mothers. So I'm willing, like, I'm definitely going to finish. So then I was sitting with the mothers, and you know how pregnant mothers are, like, they sometimes tend to be so grumpy, especially when you are in labor. When you are to be in labor, it becomes very stressful, and sometimes you are even traumatized during maybe previous experiences. Sometimes you are just, you know, especially if you are premigravida, you are just having that anxiety, you don't know what is going to happen to you, you know. So like, I just felt like, let me sit with them and just talk to them a bit about this whole situation, and you know. So I took my chair and I was sitting in the center of the room, and as I'm trying to talk to these mothers, some of them are so uninterested, like, you know, they just don't even want to listen to me talk. But then there are those that will like ask you questions and what. So I was asking them things like, oh, do you want a girl or a boy, and stuff like that. Are you excited? You know, I was just bringing up a conversation with them. So there's this mother that was like really, really grumpy. She didn't even want to talk to me. Like, you know, when I call her, she'll be like, like, you know, she's giving me that, I'm fine, like, you know, I'm fine. So me, I just kept forcing things, but I'm like, I'm gonna force you, like, you have to come, like, things have to get done here, you know. So I just kept talking to her, like giving her that, you know, which just talk to me, like, and you know, most of them have a belief that nurses are rude and what, and nowadays they even feel like even the students are rude because we now get overruled by the nurses, which is actually happening. So this mother, she was like, oh, you're just talking to me too many things and I'm even in pain. So at least I needed her to tell me what is really going on, because why are you being just rude? I'm being the nicest here, like, you know. So when she told me that she was going through pain, I decided to go rub her back. So I was like, oh, let me rub your back, maybe it will help. And then she was just like, really now, you know, she didn't believe I could actually do it. So I was there and I was rubbing her back while I'm like talking to her, until her mood just came, like, you know, her mood just came. And I continued monitoring her and what. So like my hours for monitoring were like over, and it was over for me. So like I finished my hours and whatnot, and I got my book signed and it was complete. But the shift was not over. So I decided, I'm not gonna go home because I was not there for hours. I was just there working for my book. Literally, I could have just gone home anytime if I wanted to. So I decided, no, the shift is not over. And it was at night, but my house is really close, so I could have just gone home. I was like, no, I'll just stay with the mothers and just, chat with them. So I still continued rubbing her back, talking to her, but I was doing like that to all the mothers, like I was just communicating with them. But with her, I got physical because I could tell she was, she was very anxious, like, and there was like her first baby. Yeah, I think it was her first baby, and she was just like, and she was not telling me stories of her and the baby daddy. So like, yeah, and then I kept monitoring her until it was time for her to deliver. And when I took her, because let me say the mother is at 9 centimeters, we already transport them from the first stage room to the labor room. So then I took her to the labor room, and then she was like, oh, thank you for being there for me. I'm so sorry I was so grumpy. She was just apologizing for how she was at first. And I'm like, oh, that's not a problem. I'm actually supposed to do that. I don't even deserve credit, Fine. And then what happened next? Oh, so I called the students that, no, you guys, there's a mother that is at 9 centimeters, she's about to deliver. Maybe you guys would want to conduct the delivery. And all the students were like, oh, why she's so rude? Like, the students, oh, she's so rude, maybe a sister can go, and she's even a preemie, how are we going to manage, those things. Like, it's a thing of like, we used to be scared of preemie gravities because most of the times they are so dramatic, and I don't even blame them because this is your first time going through something, and people speak a lot. So like, sometimes you are being told that no, this is how it feels when you are there in this, and then they tend to be scared and whatnot. So even if the pain is not there, they just start to scream and whatnot. But I do understand them. So the students were like, no, she's even a preemie and this, that, and she's already that rude. I don't have energy for that and what, and I'm just learning. So I was like, okay, it's not a problem. I'll go back to the first stage room, but once you guys see that the head is on the perineum, then you guys can call me to come. They're like, brah, we'll just go to the first stage room, you can just go there. So I was like, okay, fine. I don't have a problem because now I'm done. I'll just do, So I went, and then I was sitting with her. We were still continuing talking, and as the contractions were coming, she was screaming, she was doing this, she was doing that, she was doing anything she could do at that moment. And I was just really there for her, and I just really understood her because I was taught and I understand that these people go through these things because of certain reasons. So fine, later, the sister was in charge, the sister was working that night. She felt like we needed to cut an episiotomy because she felt we were delaying the baby. So as for me, I felt like, and sometimes when a nurse is telling you, you just get to do what they're saying because you feel like you are just a student and you are just learning, and then they have more experience and they know things. But that day I was like, no, I don't think that's the case. I was like, no, I don't think we need to cut episiotomy. I think it's just what is this? I think it's just a matter of time. Like, it's just a matter of time. Let's just give it more time. I don't think we need to cut because I can see the head is coming. And she's like, no, the head of the baby, what you're debating. She's like, no, me, I don't want to write statements. I don't want to do whatever. I'm like, sister, just give me time. Like, just give me time. No, Sebastian, no, when you're going to do what? They're going to say, where were the seniors? Me, I don't want to do what? Suffocate babies. And kill people's kids and what. So it was like a whole thing. I was like, okay. So she decided she's going to cut episiotomy. So while she was busy now gathering all the equipment, because episiotomy is another procedure, it's not like, so while she was busy gathering her other things and getting her gloves and what, Mina, I was done. So I was like, no, I'm going to do this. And I explained to her that now the sister had decided she's going to cut you because of this and this and this. And I don't want this to happen to you because, you know, I just explained myself to her. So I decided we are going to do this. Once there are contractions, we're going to push and we're going to do this. I'm going to help you do this. You know, so then we did. And as for me, I just felt there was no need. There was no sign. Okay, the signs, I would say out of 10, maybe just 1. Other than that, I just felt like it was just a matter of time. And then the baby was out. And mind you, that, let me call her my mother, because it's my mother now. Like, she didn't sustain any tear. She did not sustain any tear. Imagine for somebody that was going to be cut an episiotomy. Story for another day. Fine. So, she delivered successfully, and when the sister came, we were done. And she was like, oh, no, but you know, just, you know how they are. For those of you that knows now, so you're like, yeah, you're done. So I did everything, cleaned up, continued monitoring her after delivery, until it was time for me to take her to postnatal room. So I still carried her stuff with her baby and everything, and then I took her to postnatal room. And then she was like, what's your name again? And then I said, Sebastian. This is like, no, I'm not asking for the name that you use at work. I'm asking for your name, not just your name. So I was like, no, my name is Pico. And then she was like, really? Yeah. And then she asked me, what tribe are you? I'm like, no, I'm a Vambo. She's like, oh, I haven't seen like a Vambo that is so kind like you guys. I'm actually kind. So I'm like, oh, thank you. Then she's like, I would like to name my child after you. I'm like, so the child was a baby girl. I'm like, no, you're lying. There's no way. There's no way you can name a child, because I believe it's like, you know, the father that has to name the child. She's like, no, I don't think there is a problem. I'm really going to name my child after you. I think you really just helped me. Even after being so rude and mean and everything, you still just stand your ground and you just acted like a nurse. And she was like, you know, she was wishing me those things of like, may God really bless you, like you really possess that, you know, thing of just being a nurse and what and what. So I was just like, okay. And then she was like, can you give me your number? And she didn't have a phone by then, so she was like, no, just write on a piece of paper, sorry. Then I wrote it on a piece of paper and then I gave it to her. But you know, this whole time when I'm like giving her my number and what, I'm just giving because somebody asked for my number. I didn't even have that thing that she's taking this thing serious, you know. I'm used, man. I'm just like, this is what we do every day and stuff. It's not like I was doing, she felt like I gave her special attention. But that was not it. It's just because I noticed among all of the 4 that were in the first stage room, I noticed that she was the one that mentally she was not really there, and she was a bit anxious, and I think she didn't know what was going to happen the next minute. That's why I just felt like I think she needs more attention, because you know I was taught these things and I understand, bro, like I understand, and I just felt I needed to give her this to create that relationship between me and her, for her to get comfortable, even if I'm the one to go do, like, you know, her delivery at the end of the day. Although I didn't know I was going to do it, I just felt like if you go to the hospital, I mean, you all get to go to the hospital, right? And you just find this nurse that is creating that relationship with you. You tend to be more open and just comfortable, and at the end of the day, it's going to be, you know, you're going to get the best treatment ever. And her, she felt like I was giving her the special treatment, but that was not the case in Kemoka. It's just, I noticed that this, you really need attention, and that's why I gave her the attention that she needed. Fine, I gave her my number and that was it. And then the shift continued, and the others also delivered, and they all went in the same room later on. I think 2 of them, yeah. So then when my shift ended, I took my book to be signed. And the sister didn't want to sign, guys. Hypo. Did I not cry? Because like the books get signed was like after every shift. Unless maybe there's a period where people are not doing anything. And then the nurse will be like, no, when I'm going to knock off, I will be in a rush and what, you guys just come. So I sign now. But most of the time they sign our books like at the end of the shift. So when I gave my book to the sister, she didn't want to sign. It's a jelly. I was like, yo, what did I really do to you? Like, no, I just didn't see your monitor. I was like, no, it's not a problem. I can get the file and everything and show you where I was recording. And then she was trying to make it look like, no, you are not recording things the right way. And then I started crying. And then later she was like, oh, you're such a cry baby, what wrong? Then she signed, then she got signed. Now I didn't even care. She did me bad. And then I went home. So I went home and then I went to go submit my book and whatnot and whatnot. And you know, life went on. Guys, I was starving, man. I was starving. Sure. And then there was actually, guys, I need to thank this Sister Chiange. I will mention her name, Sister Chiange. She works there at Labor in Opo. This sister name, I have to thank her. Maybe she read my mind or something. During this whole period, she would like send me to go buy her food, and she would always say, one piece is yours, or what is it? She would always reward me. And like that's the time I needed food the most. And she didn't even know, but yeah, thank you, Sister Changa, for that. Sure. Anyways, guys, so yeah, life went on. I submitted the book, things were back in place and all that, got my mind back and whatnot. Yeah. Then, 4th year, my final year, that time went out. I don't even know, but got me. So like, we're going for practicals for our rural placement. Like every final year student nursing now, our school, I don't know about other schools, you get to go for rural placement where you get placed in the rural areas for you to do certain things and go in the logbook again. That time, I was just getting ready to go to a pool. And then I decided to get into a cab because I needed to go buy something from game. And because the school bus used to drop us, so the bus was waiting for us. So I quickly rushed to go to whatever. And then while I was in the cab, a new number calls. I said, hello, hi, how are you? Fine. And then she's like, it's Pico's mother. I'm like, what do you mean? You want to scam me or what? You're not my mother. Like, you know, I'm like, you're not my mother. Why are you calling me and you're saying it's Pico's mother? Please get straight to the point and say what it is. No, it's Pico's mother. I'm like, please, if you don't want to say it, just, you know, hang up or something. Don't be like that. Just say what you want. Stop pranking me and whatnot. Then she's like, no. Then I was like, okay, no, I'll call you back. I'm in a cab. Then I went to game, collected my stuff, and then I went back. So then I went to go tell my friend Anna, there's this number that called me, Kama, it's Pico's mother, but it's not my mother, I don't get it. Then my friend was like, no, just call and find out. And then I called the number back, and then she's like, no, it's Pico's mother. I'm like, it's funny how you keep repeating it's Pico's mother, and you're actually not explaining yourself. Then she's like, no, do you remember last year on the 1st of December? It was even on the 1st of December, I remember very well. On the 1st of December, what. And then I'm like, oh, yes, I remember. So I'm like, so the child's name is actually really Pico. Then she's like, yes, I told you I'm going to name the child after you. I'm like, She's like, yeah, Pico is grown up now. She's how many months old? Did she say 6 months or so? I'm like, really? She's like, yeah, what? When are you coming to a post? You come see Pico? I'm like, no, I'm actually traveling like today. The bus is waiting and what? And what's like, oh, really? I was like, yeah, I'm going to give you a call when I get there. So I'm like, This lady was actually very serious. I'm like, maybe she's just talking. Fine. And then we went to a pool and then I called her this other day. No, I'm in a pool now. I'm ready to meet Pico and see how old Pico is and, you know, those kinds of things. Just like, no, what time are you knocking off? And I'm like, no, I'm knocking off this time, but I have to go pick up the key from my aunt's workplace and go home and what, and I'm the one cooking, so maybe you can reschedule for a weekend. Then she's like, no, the weekend we are going back to the farm, so maybe I'll just bring her to work. I'm like, that's not a problem. During lunch, you can come to me at work. And with us, it's most like when you're visiting a child or when you're seeing a child, you need to buy for her something. And I was at work, guys. I didn't know what to do. So I had money with me. I just said, let me just give her money. So you know what, actually, the point of this mother coming to me is just not for her to show me Pico, but she carried the birth certificate. Guys. And what made me so happy was the fact that the name was correctly spelled. Like most of the people, they misspell my name. They either write it P-I-N-A-K-N-A-O or P-I-K-K-O or P-I-C-K-O. But my name is actually P-I-C-C-O. And that birth certificate just had P-I-C-C-O. Straight my name. I don't know where she like got it from. I don't even remember her asking how my name is like spelled or anything. But I was shocked and I was very surprised. And most of all, I was excited, guys, just to go say like this, Pico. Her surname is Watan. Is it Juma or something like that? Guys, I just got goosebumps. And Pico is such a chubby baby, and she's so cute and light in complexion. I was like, She's like, yes, this is the Pico, that one that I delivered on the 1st of December. The one that you were treating with so much care. Here she is, very much grown, and her name is Pico. So I was like, really? I was so excited. I didn't check the birth certificate, it was my name written in it, and I was like, but how did the father go? She was like, no, I just explained to him that this and this happened, and I felt like, and the father was like, no, she deserves the credits, guys. So that's how I got myself an insect. But not intentional, I was just doing my work. I was just being a nurse that like I'm supposed to be. So guys, I have a namesake now and I'm proud of myself. Yeah, so that was the story, guys. That is how I got myself a namesake, and I'm super proud of myself, and I really like, and I'm always talking about it to my parents, and yeah. So guys, thank you guys for tuning into my channel once again. Thank you for watching. I would like to hear you guys out there in the comments. Please do comment, just say something. Like I mentioned a lot of things in this video. I'm expecting you guys to just mention anything that you want to mention, and I'm going to respond to you guys. And yes, please share the video, subscribe to my channel if you didn't. Please like the videos, because yeah guys, please just help me reach my goal. Like I just love this thing, I love doing this thing. So guys, until we meet next time, bye. Maybe you guys are gonna meet Pico.